White House in just a moment. The other news of the day: there is a health emergency in Texas now. It's as hot as ever. And a firefighter's job is in jeopardy because of his public comments about homosexuality. Is there something bigger going on here? We'll take a closer look.
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
We're going to take another close look at the issue of homosexuality. As we have said here before, other than race, there may be no other issue in the country which is so potentially divisive. The Republican leadership in Washington has given us a pretty good clue that homosexuality is going to be a political issue this fall. Is it a lifestyle choice? Is it genetic? Is it a sin? What rights should gays and lesbians have? Well, what do we have here? A genuine debate or a political opportunity? We go first to Madison, Wisconsin, and our religion editor, Peggy Wehmeyer.
Madison, Wisconsin is one of the most liberal towns in the Midwest. Gays and lesbians make up as much as 15% of the city's population.
2, 4, 6, 8, being gay is really great.
They hold important positions in local government. So when rumors circulated that the new fire chief might be a lesbian, it didn't attract much attention. But Ron Greer, an 18-year veteran of the Madison Fire Department, was troubled.
My point was, and still is, homosexuality is sin. We can't get away from that. The Bible is clear.
Greer began to pass out anti-homosexual leaflets at work. The new chief, who will not discuss her sexual orientation, suspended Greer.
It was deemed by the Police and Fire Commission that those particular pamphlets created a hostile work environment.
The chief ordered Greer to attend sensitivity training, but he refused to cooperate.
Madison proposes to be this very tolerant, diverse city, and they are very tolerant to anything other than traditional views of morality, traditional Christian views.
Greer, a part-time evangelical minister, publicly criticized his chief.
Why do we keep silent? Why do we not stand up?
And now the chief has had enough.
I expect his resignation, or I expect the Police and Fire Commission to terminate him.
But Ron Greer's problems have done anything but silence him. In fact, he says they've inspired him to take his battle beyond Wisconsin's capital to the nation's capital. Ron Greer is running for Congress.
They can take away my livelihood, they can take away my job, but I will never, ever bow down to their political correct altars and worship their gods.
That kind of language strikes a nerve with politically conservative Christian leaders who point to Greer as proof, they say, that tolerance in this country is now a one-way street. Prominent religious conservatives have rallied around Greer. James Dobson of Focus on the Family is supporting him, as is Green Bay Packers' Reggie White and Family Research Council President Gary Bauer.
As homosexuality has come out of the closet, it is demanding that the rest of America go into the closet, that we remain silent about our most deeply held moral views on this question.
Gay activists in Madison who stormed Greer's church and covered his yard in signs say Greer is an extremist whose anti-gay activism should not be tolerated here.
Running for Congress, Mr. Ron Greer.
If Greer wins the Republican primary in September, the battle lines will be clearly drawn. It's possible his opponent will be the only openly lesbian member of Wisconsin's state legislature. Peggy Wehmeyer, ABC News, Madison.
Well, there's another reason that this subject has generated so much angst and anxiety this week. A very high-profile national advertising campaign which says that gays and lesbians can somehow become heterosexual and happy if they put their faith in God. And where did that ad suddenly come from? Here's ABC's Jackie Judd.
It's not natural. First, gospel singers Angie and Debbie Winans received death threats because of their hit song condemning homosexuality. It's not natural. Then, football star Reggie White got hammered by critics for calling homosexuality a sin. So did Republican leader Trent Lott when he called it a disease.
You're dealing with people who are so backward in their thinking.
Feeling under siege, and this, after all, being an election year, conservative religious and political organizations helped by anonymous donors decided enough. It was time to back up Lott and the others with full-page ads in national newspapers. Well-known organizations like the Christian Coalition are involved, but the $200,000 campaign was the brainchild of a lesser-known group, the Center for Reclaiming America.
What we've been seeing is anybody who has the courage to speak the truth in love on this issue has been met with such intolerance and hostility.
The ads take a soft sell approach. Gays are called sexual sinners who need help and love because they can change through Christian counseling. Ann Polk is described as a wife, mother, and former lesbian.
But with God, I had every hope and chance of overcoming homosexuality. With God, nothing's impossible.
Gay groups ran their own ad today saying homosexuality is not an illness, that gays lead happy and worthy lives. They argue the conservatives' campaign is misleading and fear it might work.
I think these messages resonate with some Americans, and for that reason, I'm very concerned.
Very concerned because the midterm elections are just a few months off. And while conservative organizations deny the ad campaign is politically driven, it never hurts to hear that the other side is worried. Jackie Judd, ABC News, Washington.
We'll have a last word for today in just a moment.